objective received.
Time to harvest.
Unit ready.
Militia here. Destroy the GDI. Destroy
Unit ready.
His riflemen were quick. He had 2 riflemen very rapidly.
militia here. Destroy the what's needed. Militia here. Destroy the what's needed.
Was that second
What's
harvester?
needed. We're ready to serve.
A lot of people at the start of the season do like to play for fun decks, and a lot of the time that involves tech units.
Oh, Venom will strike. Venom will strike. Venom will strike.
Unit ready.
When I see the second harvester, I text it immediately, because obviously, like,
Ready to serve.
it makes it more difficult for him to interact with my units if I have multiple types.
Building online.
And if he's spent money on tech, then it's pretty difficult for him to get back. Oh, sorry, on the second harvester, it's pretty hard for him to counter switch into answers. I mean, like, he's gone for a Venom, a Phantom here, which probably means that his deck is just Laser Phantom for anti-air, because he's got tech units. Maybe he has a tech unit anti-air as well, but
Ready to serve.
Unit ready.
this is very common. Tech decks are very frequently weak to things like Venom and Chuggy, because their anti-air tends to be like they tend to have laser as like a backbone of the early game,
Unit offline.
so they tend to struggle quite a lot. Oh, you should not have boosted that. Now it's going to die to 1 volley.
Unit ready.
Sadly, I did not get the full volley off, but yeah. If you boost a Phantom in a Phantom mirror, then it dies to a single Phantom volley, which is obviously not ideal. Anyway, as I was saying, tech decks tend to rely heavily on lasers to carry them to the late game.
Unit ready.
So if you have something that beats up lasers super hard, then it's usually a problem for them. Yeah, this deck was pretty bad.
Missile launched.
We'll have a look at what it was, but clearly it was some kind of tech deck. Tech units can be fun. I mean, I guess. Like, sure. I understand why people do it, but also they're going to lose to people who aren't doing it.
Establishing battlefield control.
Alan C. Alan C plays Giga Cannon, which is a very bad matchup for me.
New objective available.
I don't know if he pop caps.
Welcome,
Let's check the list.
Come
I believe he
join us.
does.
Unit ready.
Yeah, he's on the list. He's early on the list, so he's been pop capping me for fucking years.
Destroy. Let's go. Let's go.
Unit ready.
We're ready to bet. What's needed.
Scavenger, interesting. Maybe he's not playing the Giga deck, or maybe he just plays Giga Scavenger with Chuggy.
Destroy the what's needed.
Can't remember.
Ready to serve. Destroy. Taking position.
Building online. Unit ready.
Move out. Militia. What's needed. We're ready to serve. None will prevail. Advancing. Destroy. Taking militia here.
Unit ready.
Venom airborne.
What's
Yeah,
needed.
there's Chuggy.
Offline.
Destroy the GDI.
Venom.
We're ready to serve.
Carrying them to take.
Problem is, you're at such an advantage as the War Factory player, because he can go Chuggy to kill my infantry and then Bites to kill my Venom. Whereas I go Venom to kill his infantry and then I have nothing to fight his vehicles. Like, I just have to wait until I can afford a War Factory and Bites. That's why, like, the Chuggy is just such an advantage in the matchup.
Taking position. Your command. Honor to the brother.
However, the rifles are a big disadvantage. You really don't want to still have rifles left over at this point.
Gonna brain him.
If he boosted that top bite, he might have been able to kill the Venom in time. That's like the one time you should boost bites, is when you need to kill a light air unit quickly. Otherwise, you should pretty much never boost bites.
Burning rubber.
Yeah, he's gonna pop cap me now. Like, he wants to pop cap to try and get the scavenger value, but also, like, it just does lead to pop capping, which is pretty annoying to play against.
Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready.
Attack bikes ready to run.
Kill our feet.
Revving launches will
What's needed.
your missiles will smash them.
Unit offline.
Venom will missiles will your command. Gonna brain him. Missiles will missiles will your command.
Unit offline.
Venom out on.
Maybe he's not playing Giga? I feel like he would have made a Giga by now if he had one.
Tracking target.
Unit offline.
Scorpion moving.
Unit offline. Unit ready.
Venom will rip them. Venom
Oh, no, there it is.
Unit ready. Unit ready.
Your command. Tracking target.
Not a great Giga map though, so that might save me.
Unit offline.
Although my deck is just so bad against Giga, I'm not convinced.
Unit ready.
Attack bike ready to run.
Right, here we got him.
Warhead launched.
Do not mistake me for a corpse.
You are victorious. 3, 2, 1. New mission.
Yeah, I
received.
killed a Giga with 2 Venoms earlier today. But like, if the Giga runs away and there's a couple of bikes blocking for it, then you're never gonna kill it with Venom. This guy, I believe, has also pop capped me a couple of times. If it's the alley from Saints and Madmen, I didn't see which alliance he's in, but I'm pretty sure this guy's pop capped me a couple of times.
Ready to serve. What's needed? Advance militia here.
He's playing Seth, which means I have to be a little bit careful. Wow, Flamers. That is super unusual. To have Militant Flamer, that is very unusual.
Unit offline. Unit offline. Building online.
Taking position.
Unit offline.
Strike.
Rip them apart. Let's go. Let's go.
I think I was gonna go with bikes.
Attack.
I don't want to be playing
Launches ready to
Flamer
serve.
Laser against Venom Missile.
Unit ready.
You know what I'm trying to say. Bike Flamer.
Ready to take
Now I feel like I'm behind in the bike mirror, so I need to get some
Taking fire.
I need to get some lasers.
Unit
I don't want to get a
offline.
lot of lasers though, like just one should be fine.
Your command. Gonna brain him. We're in trouble. The warden.
Just something to break up the bike fight and get my bikes ahead. Although to be honest with you, I'd rather have a tank. Maybe I should just get a tank. Oh, so many misclicks, now my Venom dies. Super annoying. I actually need that Venom as well. This is a good map for a Harvest Patrol. Assuming it gets there in time. Yeah, it did.
Unit ready.
Uh-oh, the flames are going top. We're in trouble here.
Offline.
Ready to serve. Getting set. Your command.
Unit
This
ready.
is not looking great at the moment. I'm surprised the flames didn't just go up there.
Unit offline.
I think if he'd sent the flamers top, he would have won this missile.
Unit ready.
His tank should hopefully be enough.
Unit offline.
Uh-oh. Yeah, now he's sending the top. If he'd just done that ages ago, I think he would have won the missile a long time ago.
Unit ready.
Yeah, there was no way I could kill these flamers before the missile fired. Like, I was always losing that missile to the flamers going top. I don't know why it took him so long to do it. Oh shit, a tick tank. That's really bad for me. That is really bad for me. I need to really, like, make sure I can not... I need to stop this tick tank from burrowing. I need to have my scorpions shoot it while it's moving.
Carrying that big scorpion ready. We will not yield. Glory to no scorpion taking position. On that scorpion tank reporting. Venom will support the brother.
Alright, I'm not sure what he's doing now, but his strategy's kind of falling apart a little bit.
Ready to go rolling down.
Unit offline.
Breaker rolling out. Scorpion rolling. Scorpion tank reporting. Scorp advancing.
Unit offline. Missile launched. Unit ready.
Venom airborne. Scorpion sting in the tail.
Phantom?
Unit offline.
Interesting.
Scorpion attack bike ready to honor to the Venom. Your command. Revving the
Dude, does his tick tank fire faster than my scorpion? I just lost 2 scorpions to this tick tank without them returning fire. I guess the tick tank just fires faster or something?
Kill for Kane. I'm getting hammered.
Unit offline.
No problem. Gonna break. Ready to coordinate set.
Only a Phantom to kill his Phantom.
My attack run. EMP. Venom will strike. Take
Kill the
I don't really want this Phantom anymore though, like that was it, that was the only thing I needed the Phantom for.
Unit ready.
Kind of superfluous to me now. I'm just gonna suicide it. I have so much money, I don't care about the money aspect at all.
Offline. Unit ready. Defense online.
Scorpion ready.
Unit ready.
Okay, this should be a win. We'll move the Venom to make sure. Well, the Venom will go on to secure the win.
Coordinates set.
Nuclear weapon launched. Defense lost. Enemy base destroyed. 3, 2, 1. New objective received.
I don't know how I feel about this map.
Could welcome.
I don't completely hate it, but also it can be kind of frustrating to play on.
Glory to Nod!
Like this central area is so hard to move into. Like such a good defender's advantage location. He's playing Oksana, so I'm like kind of worried he's gonna have Chuggy.
Building online.
No problem. As you wish.
Making bikes to make his rifles move so I can move in. This is pretty much the exact scenario I was envisioning in my head when I made bikes. I just wanted the rifle fight to happen so that I wasn't just sitting on rifles. Yeah, because I knew he was gonna have Chuggy. If I can block the Chuggy out, yeah, nice. This choke point really helping me here because I was able to block out the Chuggy.
Your command.
Unit offline.
Launches with Scorpion ready.
Oh man, I gotta be honest, that went super well. That was pretty much exactly what I had in mind when I did the play that I did.
Your command.
That was exactly what I wanted to happen.
What's militia here? Destroy them. We're ready.
Scorpion tank ready. Scorpion ready.
Unit offline.
Taking position. Scorpion advancing. Your command. Venom fly in. Honor to
It's so awkward being on the outside of this like middle section.
Offline.
It's way better to be on the inside.
Unit ready.
Venom, Scorp, Venom, fly ready. Your command. Rip them apart. Carry coordinates. Venom taking for Scorpion. Honor. Venom flying out. Ready to serve. Blowing them.
Defense online.
We can't kill both Venoms in time. Wow, that game was a masterclass on how to play this map.
Mission accomplished. 3, 2, 1. New
I know it's
mission
pretty good.
received.
Carefully now.
Building online.
I mostly played the one after that, which was like Anno 2070 or something. I played quite a lot of co-op with Mike, which was fun. They even had a PvP mode, which is like kind of wild how it works. Like because of the way the game works, the PvP mode was essentially you play single player, and then you have like X amount of time to play single player. So you'd have like 30 minutes to play single player, and then your opponent would have 30 minutes to play single player, and then whoever like was doing better would be the winner. It wasn't quite like that, it was like a little bit more complicated. Like you had like maybe an hour a day. We actually played some like 3v3 for a while. So like each player on your team had an hour to play the same map. Like you'd literally play the same map. Like not the same map as in the same map, but like you'd be playing the same game. So like if your partner had done something when you logged in, it was still there. It was kind of cool. It was kind of a cool idea for how to do like PvP Anno. I don't really have a good answer to this Orca. I guess I'm just gonna shoot it with bikes a couple of times. Fairly standard way to defeat air with Nod. Or, you know, any unit in the game with Nod. Just shoot it with bikes a few times.
Unit offline.
Even like the inefficiency of, like the number of things he killed with the Orca was pretty high.
Unit ready.
It doesn't matter, like the bikes just win, because he just makes so many bikes. How many bikes did he kill there with an Orca? Like
Unit offline.
3.5? Like definitely good value Orca. But I won the missile because I was playing Nod and I made bikes. Did I play that missile better than him? No, not really. It's hard to suggest that I did. I mean, I just made a bunch of bikes and that was all it took.
Unit offline. Unit ready.
such is the nature of playing Nod versus VDI. VDI is just such a limp dick right now compared to Nod. I suppose he did use the boost on the Orca like once or twice, so actually in terms of cost. Every time you boost the Orca, that's the same as the Bite Squadron. So it's kind of tough. If you look at it economically, Commander powers are almost always terrible. Like, they're really... Commander powers are very bad, generally speaking, in terms of economics. It's very hard to get value out of any Commander power. They're pretty much all tempo play. Or if you have extra money, there are ways to convert it into value. Oh, it's a sad day for this Hammerhead. Oh, it has to go up there to try and stall. That's a really sad day for the Hammerhead.
Unit offline. Objective complete.
Raider units are fun, except maybe Chuggy. Chuggy is... Yeah, Chuggy's kind of like obnoxious. So it's like... I kind of like... I feel like Chuggy goes too far into power level to be fun anymore. Like, Scorpion is fun because it's fast and it does its job well, but it's not, like, oppressive at all. I mean, it is kind of oppressive. Like, there are a lot of decks. Deck building requires factoring in tanks. You can't build decks that just move the tanks. Because they're very common and very powerful units. Like, what I'm saying is you need, like, specialized things to beat tanks. You can't just go in with, like, a Pitbull and a missile and expect that tanks aren't going to be a problem. This guy's trying to scout me out with his Harvester. Or maybe he's just trying to be ready to get on the path. Unclear. Either way, I'm going to take advantage of it and attack.
Your command.
Unit ready. Unit offline.
Ready to serve.
Revving the engine. Your command.
Unit offline.
Now I'm delayed on my Flamer response because I decided to attack his Harvester. Attacking Harvester is bad, guys. There's one lesson to take away. Not always, of course. I'm not suggesting you should never attack somebody's Harvester. But generally speaking, a lot of the time it's not actually worth going after people's Harvesters. A lot of the time it's just a bad play.
Unit offline.
If this flame is going to my base, then I'm definitely ignoring it.
Unit ready.
Going for my Harvester, but it costs now.
What's needed?
For the brother, no problem. Your command. Launchers will bust their dials. Launchers will bust their dials. Boyker, ready to Venom. Boyker.
Unit ready.
For the brother, earning rubber. Revving the... Your command for Kane. Honor to the... Boyker, gonna brain him. No problem. Your command. Revving the... Gonna brain him.
Unit offline.
Boyker rolling out.
Unit offline.
Venom flying out. Ready to rip honor to the brotherhood. For the bright band.
We're ready to bring them to their
Unit ready.
Used to kill my guy. Savage.
Unit offline.
Burning rubber.
Pretty expensive though.
Defense online. Unit offline.
This guy's made a lot of phantoms, like, probably too many, I'd say.
Unit offline.
Horrible map? Yes, this is one of the worst maps in the game. And you have to play it every reset because it's a diamond map. I don't get, like, big games for free, but, you know, like the little ones, I get a surprisingly large number of them sent to me. Considering that I'm, like, an absolute fucking nobody, I am surprised every time someone contacts me with a key.
Building online. Unit ready.
Let's go. Let's go.
Laser first, sub hunter?
Move out. What's needed? Bring them to their knees.
You're not gonna hunt me subs with lasers, my guy.
Kill the unbelievers.
And then flaming it, or are we going like straight to Chuggy? What's the deal?
Taking position.
Looks like straight to Chuggy. Oh, Buggy. Oh, hello. That's exciting.
Militia, we're ready to...
Your command. Gonna break.
What's needed?
Boyker ready.
Destroy militia.
Revving the engine. Gonna break.
Definitely need to get tank ASAP. Tank shuts down Buggy super hard.
Your command.
We're ready to...
He might also have tank. It's really normal to have tank in a Buggy deck. Oh, here's Giga. Boo! Boo this man, chat. Boo! Boo, Giga Cannon. Boo!
Missile launched.
Scorpion ready to...
What's the unbeliever?
Launchers will
Militia kill.
Unit offline.
What's...
Attack bike ready to rumble.
For the brother.
Your command.
Not 4K.
Like ready.
Giga Cannon and Laser Drone or Sub Hunter?
The unbelievers will suffer.
I don't think we can be friends anymore.
Unbelievers will suffer. Kill the unbelievers.
Building online.
Our blossoming friendship is cut short by your unit choices.
Unit ready.
I really hate getting a Phantom here, but I also hate trying to fight laser drones with basically any other unit.
For the front. Scorpion. Let's go. Let's go. Bloody unbelievers.
Like, Pitbull is obviously the best unit against laser drones,
Missiles ready.
but you cannot make Pitbull when you are a mod player.
Your command. Scorpion ready.
Offline.
Missile Phantom. Your command for the fire.
Defense online.
Scorpion. Burning rubber.
God fucking damn it.
Missile launched.
Venom.
Yeah, good job, man. Spam some fucking laser drones at me.
Your command. Venom. We're ready to
So
start.
sad. Being a non-player is the literal worst.
Unit offline.
Against light air. Not against anything else. Against anything else, it's vastly better to be non.
Defense lost.
I guess I'm gonna have to make lasers. This is the worst day of my life.
Honor. Venom. Flying out. Your command. Scorpion.
Unit ready.
I can't believe I actually have to make lasers. I hate my life.
Scorpion tank. Honor. Taking for the
Really? Even if you kill it, it costs you 80 to fire the missile, bro. Even if you killed it, you're still down. Like, you're still just -0, right? Like, net zero, sorry, is the word I was looking for. Not negative. Not net. Oh my god, I can't speak. Not negative, but net is the word I'm trying to use.
Unit offline.
Even if you kill my harvester, which you did not with the missile, you are net 0. Because you have spent 80 on the missile to fire at the harvester that gives you 80.
And launch. Warning. Enemy
Such a bad play.
incoming. Unit offline. Enemy base destroyed.
I think that Tiberium Dawn PvP is probably more interesting than Red Alert PvP. Red Alert PvP is literally just tanks. Like, you only make tanks. It's the only unit you make the entire game. That's actually not entirely true. You make Riflemen at the start, but then you just make tanks.
Unit ready.
Position.
I've seen Riflemen be, like, reasonably effective as support for the tanks or an early game unit, but yeah, it's pretty much just tanks. You can send me a sketchy link. I'd appreciate that, Pablo.
Militia, let's go. We're ready
That
to
is
serve.
true, Ice.
What's
That is
needed?
true. But at least then I can ban the person without actually going to their link.
Militia here.
So there's some upside still.
Ready to serve. Militia here. We're ready to serve. Kill the unbelievers. Militia, what's needed? We're ready to serve.
I'm gonna go Venom because obviously you want to have Venom against tech
Militia
decks.
here. 4K.
Your command.
You wanna have multiple unit types to make it difficult for them to properly counter what you're doing. Most tech decks, I mean, I've already talked about it before, but like most tech decks just have like some critical error, like some critical flaw in their build that makes it very difficult for them to win in the early game against everything. There's almost always like a unit or two that they just fold to in the early game. Often it's Chuggy. Chuggy is like really common unit that tech decks cannot beat in the early game.
Phantom ready to rain disruption.
Unit offline.
Oh, didn't kill the hammer. Sad.
Ready.
Unit
Leave me alone, Hammerhead. Why are you so strong?
Setting up your command.
Why are you so strong, Hammerhead? Why? Leave me alone, man. It's so mean.
Taking position.
Revving your command. Missiles EMP ransom.
Bro, Hammer's too strong. I have to make lasers again. Every time I have to make lasers, I'm just so sad. I hate having to make lasers.
Your command. Venom flying out. Honor to the front. Rev launch. We're in trouble.
We'll hit them with precision.
Unit
Actually, like, gonna struggle a little bit against Hammerhead plus shot.
Your command.
Not as much as I would against Sling, but you know.
For the Brotherhood.
The fact he has 2 harvesters means that even though I killed like 3 Hammerheads
Okay.
for the cost of like a Phantom and a couple of Venoms, still just not clearly winning.
offline.
Because that's how double harvester works, right? You don't need to make good trades ever.
Burning your command for pain.
You just need to have enough units on the board. That's how you win with double harvester.
Defense
Which is why if you get to late enough in the game that you can have like 5 combat units, you can always win with double half.
Unit offline.
Because the thing is, when you're like 4 combat units versus 3, it's really hard to win as 3 combat unit player. It's like impossible. But once it's down to like 6 versus 5, it's pretty easy to win as the 5 if you can make way more expensive units.
3,
Let's see, what was Zaragor doing? Zaragor was the guy who played Rifleman into Orca, and he played pretty well, but he boosted the Orca too many times, which meant that he wasn't even getting good economic trades with it. No, I don't think so, Ice. This is not going to be a person who's going to play with us. Although, I saw Snipes playing Counter-Strike Go like twice this week. So that's a person who might come play with us.
Unit ready.
Also, Snipes is probably going to be good, would be my guess.
Unit ready.
Snipes strikes me as someone who'd be good at FPS.
What's needed? We're ready. Militia here.
Your command?
Just what's needed?
For the brother, no problem.
I'm going to get a second bike, then probably laser for the Orca.
Revving your command.
Yep, there's the Orca. No surprises
Revving
there.
your command. Advancing. Boiker rolling out.
Unit offline.
Wheel moves with us.
Kill them all. Revving burning.
I'm usually okay with letting an Orca kill bikes if it takes a volley in exchange.
Unit ready.
It's normally a trade I'm willing to make.
Launchers will rush their
Shit, that's less so if the bike doesn't get the shoot. It's less a trade I'm willing to make.
Building online. Unit ready.
Like if you fire twice, then you trade a 70 cost Orca for your 60 of bikes.
Unit
So
ready.
I'm usually okay with that. There I lost 7 bikes for the Orca, which is about even, like 70 to 70. But obviously I think if you're a NOD player, your money is less valuable than as a GDI player. See, this Orca here has killed like 4 bikes, so the fact that it's now dead is super awkward. Predator Tank, this is the first Predator Tank we played against. Predator Tank is very good against my deck, I think. That's why we're playing Kane. Like, we've made Kane almost 0 times, but the reason it's in the deck is for Predator Tank. That is, like, by far the scariest unit. Well, actually, I guess Giga is scarier, but Predator's pretty fucking scary for me. I thought I'd ordered my guys to retarget the drones, but I guess not.
Unit offline.
I don't really want to lose these random bikes if I can help it.
Unit ready.
I guess I cannot help it. He boosts his Orca too often, that's my current takeaway. You should not be boosting your Orca that much. It's too expensive to boost it that often.
Defense online. Unit offline.
That's why we play the Obelisk, to kill Predator Tank.
Warhead launched.
He plays the game pretty well, except for the boosting of the Orca, which is too expensive.
Object. 3.
Maybe it's just Sud, can't remember now.
New mission.
Let me play this game first. Uh-oh, Tron. Let's hope he's playing the Razorback deck and not the
Unit
thingy
ready.
deck. If he's playing the Razorback deck, we have a better chance than if he's playing his MLRS deck. The fact he went Rifles first means it's probably the Razorback deck.
Militia here. Let's go. Let's go. We're ready to serve. Brothers, move out.
Building online.
Militia, destroy
I'm
them.
gonna get the bike out, because he's gonna have to go Razorback, I think.
Boiker ready to roll.
Also, the bike is kind of OP, you can start harassing enemy rifles with it anyway,
No problem.
which is like pretty strong.
Militia here.
Boiker ready to roll.
We're ready to destroy.
Boiker ready.
No stopping.
Unit ready.
I like how quickly this deck can switch tech.
Boiker rolling out.
Like I can get all 3 of my buildings out first missiles pretty consistently,
Launchers will flush their door.
which is a very nice, a nice thing to be able to do. Alright, this is looking pretty bad. This is when we need to go Venom. We're obviously going to lose this top missile to the Razorback.
Offline.
Command.
Unit ready.
The Brotherhood is
Venom will strike.
what's needed. Destroy
We
that.
need to block the Pitbull.
Unit ready.
I don't really know what to do about his Pitbull, to be perfectly honest with you. I guess I go tank. Yeah,
Unit
I'm
ready.
gonna go tank.
Unit offline.
Venom hit. Taking position.
Unit ready.
Great. We're in trouble. Side clearing.
Unit offline.
Venom will strike. Scorpion roll ready. Missiles will smash them. Taking your Venom will strike.
Unit
Oh shit,
offline.
you got Predator.
Set. Kill missile. Careful, even. Okay.
Predator is definitely bad for me. I just can't fight Predator, like, clearly. My deck is just so bad against Predator tank. Yeah, Predator, I think Predator Pitbull is the thing that's most likely to beat us. Yeah, I don't know if we can win this matchup. This is not really the map I want to be playing as Predator tank on either. It seems like a very bad matchup, but we'll see how it goes.
Scorpion ready. Erect is near. Erect is near. We will not yield.
With Walker? That's a weird one.
Flying out. Scorpion tank reporting.
Unit offline.
Walker's just not a very good unit.
Erect. Phantom ready. Phantom moving to coordinates.
Predator tank is an excellent unit that we're going to really struggle with.
Scorpion tank reporting. Phantom away. Phantom flying out.
Unit ready.
Rip them apart, Scorpion. Advancing. Your command. Launchers will bust their dial. Phantom.
Unit offline.
Scorpion ready. We will not Scorpion stinging. Let's go stinging.
Unit ready.
Double take stinging the tank on the move. Glory to God.
Unit offline.
Sting in the tank.
Unit ready.
Venom will strike. Not sting in the tail. Advancing.
I need a well-timed obelisk for this.
Venom for the EMP missiles on the move. Scorpion, we will not
Unit ready.
blowing them apart. Erect is near. Scorpion ready. Erect is near. Glory to
Unit offline. Defense online.
Phantom move. Coordinates set. Blowing them apart. Phantom under fire. Scorpion. Ready to EMP.
Let's save the day.
Phantom away.
That is why Obelisk is in the deck, to save the day against Thingy, against Predator tank. Okay, he's just made 3 missile squads. Kind of scary.
Unit ready. Defense lost.
Scorpion tank advancing.
Unit offline.
EMP.
He shouldn't be able to use the Razorback very effectively as long as I have this Phantom.
Phantom moving to coordinates. Setting up by attack.
Unit ready.
Setting up by attack. Run. Setting up by attack.
I don't really want to lose the Phantom though. Rebuilding the Phantom would be very expensive, and I need the money for Obelisk.
Unit offline.
What's needed in position? We're ready to
Defense online.
Venom will strike. Glory to
Unit offline.
Okay, I think we probably win this here. Yeah, looking pretty good at the moment.
Unit offline.
This definitely feels like a game where I win because I'm Nod. I mean, he has a Borker in his deck, which is a pretty bad unit, but like, my deck doesn't feel very favored against his. It's just the fact that I'm Nod, so Nod is so much better than GDI. I just had so much spare money. Like, I was able to make multiple Phantoms and Obelisks because I'm just playing Nod, so I have way more money.
3.
Raging Tron again? Bro,
New objective received.
stop giving me Raging Tron. This is a scary opponent. I want some freebies. Give me some freebies. I'm just dreading the moment when he switches back to his
Unit ready.
when he switches back to his MLRS deck, which my deck will fucking get annihilated by. This map looks real bad for me, actually. Kane is terrible on this map, so defeating Predator tank is going to be difficult.
Okay, right. Okay, for the Brotherhood. Okay, right.
I'm surprised that he still went with the Razorback, even though I've already got the bikes out.
Your command.
I felt like he could have just gone straight into Predator here, and that would have been a pretty good play. Kind of what I was expecting him to do, honestly.
Unit offline.
Your command. Rolling out.
Nuclear warhead launched.
So hard to beat Nod first missile anyway, because bikes are just so efficient.
Okay.
What's needed?
Your command.
Advancing.
Launchers will bust their dial.
Gonna snipe the Razorback here.
Unit ready.
Revving the engine.
Unit offline. Unit offline.
Ready to hunt.
Unit ready.
Fighter. Getting Scorpion tank. Here empties near. Getting launch a Scorpion.
We're ready to go. Let's go.
Scorpion
Unit
ready.
offline.
Could just go for an early Phantom, but I don't want to commit to a Phantom yet when I need answers to a Predator tank.
No problem. Revving.
We're ready to take this charge.
Your command.
Yeah, I can't obelisk this Predator tank.
For the concerning rubber.
No command.
Unit offline.
There's some good Scorpion at work.
Unit ready.
Just let them ready to shut us down.
Nice. See that block with the laser? Pro block.
Unit offline.
Now I'm in trouble though. And with the obelisk, I can't make it, and even if I could, I don't think I'd be able to put it in a relevant spot.
Scorpion ready to hunt. We will not yield. Venom hit. Venom flying out. I'll gun them down. Tearing them to shreds.
I'm in trouble here. Need to missile the fire.
Unit offline.
Missile in the fire.
Unit ready. Unit ready.
Take your commanding strike.
Unit offline.
Nuts! I need obelisk to win this matchup.
Warhead launched.
But I can't use obelisk on this map.
Major structural damage received.
Revving the end.
Laser squad. We'll hit them with precision.
Unit offline.
Venom flying out.
Unit ready.
Sir, it's honor. Venom will strike. Coordinates.
Is
Your command. Protect.
Glory taking position.
You're a brainer.
That's a pretty expensive missile for me as well.
As he just
I'm getting hacked.
lasers blaze.
Launches with Venom.
Unit ready.
Predator tank just kind of beats my deck. Like, it's really hard for me to beat. Can't beat Pitbulls. I need to kill Pitbulls so I can use Venoms, but I can't beat Pitbulls with Scorpions if there's Predators.
Unit offline.
We're ready to take Scorp sting in the tail.
Laser squad.
Honor. Your command. Coordinates. Scorpion rolling. Scorpion tank reporting.
Defense online.
Scorpion taking position.
Unit ready.
Problem. Ready to
Unit
take
offline.
your command.
Unit offline.
Scorpion tank reporting. Boyka ready. You're a brainer.
Laser squad. Ready for anything.
Kill all of the honor. Venom.
Lasers
This
charged.
Predator, I just killed two,
You're a brainer. Attack bike ready to roll.
just killed two Predators and a Pitbull with my obelisk. And I think that's just enough to win me the game. It's close though.
Mission accomplished. 3, 2, 1. New objective available.
Harvester moving.
Building online. Unit ready.
Taking position. No stopping.
Unit ready.
Militia unbelievable. What's needed? None for the Brotherhood. Kill the unbelievers.
Unit ready. Unit offline.
We're the unbelievable for the Brotherhood. Bring them to their taking position. Bring them to their knees.
Unit ready.
We're ready to
Can't remember what Ali's playing. I know he has Seth though, and Seth is very good first missile. Especially against a deck like mine. This is the kind of deck, the deck I'm playing now is the kind of deck that people played when Seth was good.
Offline.
So Seth is pretty good against it.
Unit ready.
Brotherhood. Not for the bring them. Kill the ready taking position. What's the for
Tank.
the Brotherhood?
Okay.
Building online.
I'm in, man. Let's go. I love tank wars.
Destroy advancing. Militia.
Scorpion.
We'll destroy the GD.
Scorpion tank.
Unit offline.
We're ready to
Scorpion
Unit ready.
As Scorpion strike.
before Kane.
Unit offline.
What's needed?
Where's the Seth? We're gonna lose those missiles to it probably.
Building online.
Yeah.
Go.
Glory advance.
Always lose first missile to Seth. That's just the way of the world, man. That's the way of the world. Basically impossible to beat Seth first missile. With a deck like this as well. If you have like Chuggy, then maybe you don't lose first missile to Seth. Which is why Seth is falling out of favor now, because so many people have Chuggy. That's why Seth is not very popular. Because it's not very good against Chuggy, and there's a ton of Chuggies. But against Venom, it's very good. Like against Venom decks, it's still excellent.
Unit offline.
Tank on the move. We will not yield. Getting belt advancing for the front. We blow sting in the tactical. We will not
Unit offline.
No problem. Glory to your command. Red launches before the front.
Unit offline.
It's also smash.
Unit ready.
Taking position. You're gonna brain kill them all. Burning rubber. Blowing them. Taking position.
We're in a little bit of trouble against the drill pod here.
Like on Venom was for the Brotherhood. Advancing. They're in. Then blowing them.
Unit ready.
Glory
Unit offline.
Scorpion ready to hunt.
He isn't drill podding? Maybe he hasn't got the money for it.
Nuclear weapon launched. Unit offline.
The Seth is an expensive way to win a first missile.
Advancing.
Unit offline.
Venom, no problem. Burning, lift Venom. Further blood Oika rolling. Oika ready to missiles. Ready to Venom. Venom will strike. Kill on for pain.
Unit offline.
Advanced missiles will further brotherhood, no problem. Scorpion sting in the
Unit offline.
tank on the move. Scorpion tank with Scorpion ready. Errant is near. We will not. Scorpion ready to hunt. Venom, lift all the brotherhood.
Unit ready.
Venom airborne. Scorpion taking position. Blowing them up. Scorpion advancing. Errant. Glory to God. Errant is near. For the Scorpion.
Unit offline.
The Brotherhood is rising.
Oika burning.
Unit offline.
Scorpion ready. Glory to God. Errant. Scorpion.
None. Advance.
Errant is near.
Unit ready.
Venom.
Unit offline.
Venom ready. Venom. Honor to the coordinate set.
Defense online.
Taking position. Your command. Scorpion ready to hunt.
Wow, pretty intense game.
Ready to hunt.
Nuclear warhead launched.
Honor to them. Lift them apart.
I should have pulled my heart off. I had a lot of spare cash.
Objective complete. 3, 2, 1. New mission received.
Carefully
Same
now.
map, same opponent.
Unit
Gotta watch out for
ready.
those drill pods. Oh, hello. Different deck.
Unit ready.
The brothers move out. Lasers charged. We're ready to serve. We're ready to serve. Your command. Lasers move for the Brotherhood. We're ready to serve. Destroy the
Is that rifle? So I'm playing rifle and wheel.
Lasers will kill them.
Unit ready.
To their knees. The unbelievers will stop you, Rob. Lasers kill. Kill the. Bring them to their knees. The glorious.
Building online.
Lasers transheated.
Unit ready. Unit
I have no idea what
offline.
the deck is.
We fought.
Your command. Advance.
Building online.
Your command. For pain. Revving the engine.
Unit
I guess I knew it was a different deck because people weren't playing Seth.
Unit offline.
No problem. Venom launches will bust their dial.
Unit
Bad
ready.
boost. Shouldn't boost bikes in that spot.
Your command. Venom will Venom.
Unit offline.
Honor. Attack bike ready to rumble. Ready to start. Need a bigger gun. Rip them apart. Getting her.
Unit ready.
Your command.
That boost is okay, I think. Oh no, if he was going top with it, it would be an okay boost.
Venom flying out.
Now it's just a very confusing boost.
Venom taking position. For the Brotherhood.
I think I still lose the missile though. Can't really fight sometimes.
Sting in the tail.
Warhead launched. Major structural damage received.
Sting in the tail. Missile kill on. And back all the Scorpion moving. Time to harvest. Learn to that sting in the tail. We're gonna break.
Taking JMB to a whole new level over here.
We're gonna pull them and go further, blowing them apart. Kill them with the story to know.
Unit offline.
For the Brotherhood. Like a advance further, burning rubber. Revving.
Unit offline.
On school. Taking position. Scorpion tank reporting. Blowing them apart.
Unit offline.
Stinging ready to
Yeah, no trouble.
We will not yield.
Or the missile was so close to firing.
Sting in the tail.
Unit offline.
Venom armed and ready. We will
Unit ready.
your command.
Close.
Honor to the Brotherhood. Taking position. Errant is the
That was super close, man. I almost lost that.
taking Scorpion.
Missile launched.
Venom airborne. Lord advancing. Can't need a bigger gun. Venom will strike. For the
Unit offline. Unit
What is this
offline.
deck, by the way?
Venom ready. Venom.
This is like the JMB, the feature film or something.
Unit ready.
Venom airborne.
Unit offline.
Tank on the. We will not yield. Scorpion.
Lasers. His will moves with us.
Unit ready.
Scorpion take glory. Scorpion ready.
Let's go.
For the Brotherhood!
Let's take those stuff.
Glory!
For the Brotherhood.
For the... We will not give them...
Kill the unbelievers.
Blowing them apart.
Unit ready.
Let me just trigger command. Scorpion red, sting in the tail. Glory's enough for the Brotherhood! For the crystals, blowing them apart. Sting in the
Unit ready.
Glory tank on them for the take, blowing them apart.
Ready to mother.
Glory
Laser squad.
as he Scorpion for the Brother. Scorpion, blowing Scorpion tank, Scorpion.
Disrupting goods.
Scorpion tank, Scorpion.
Unit offline. Unit offline.
On our Scorpion ready to hunt.
Defense online.
Erect is the
Unit offline.
taking position, blowing them apart. We're in trouble. Taking ready to stop. Taking one. Glory, take heading Venom for the sting in your command. Coordinates set.
What a ridiculous game.
Unit ready.
Scorpion, a glory, blowing them apart.
Defense lost. Nuclear missile launch.
Such a ridiculous game.
Offline. Enemy base destroyed.